Welcome back to Let's Play Rise of Legends. And yeah, this is another commentary after I played the mission. And yeah, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I checked, my audio recordings after I've recorded it alongside playing this mission, and yeah, a couple of things stood out. I didn't really speak for minutes at a time, and when I did speak, it was a bunch of gibberish that I could not myself understand. So here I am now trying to record some kind of commentary. Whether it helps the video or not is going to be... Yeah, so basically we are following Shok to her deep into her domain, and she merely retreated into her I guess one of her territories under the jungle tile. And it's kind of strange that Shok doesn't go into Zin's domain to ask for help or ask for some kind of favor. She does want to help Zin when I try to, when I at least pretend to go into his territory, but reverse cannot be said of being true for Shok and her plight, because Zin's not helping her. It seems she's not moving anywhere, and she just has to fend for herself as Giacomo bears down on her territory, which is pretty unfortunate, but fortunate for us. So I think we are going into Kumi Jungle. Sorry for just moving my mouse as if I'm suffering some kind of epileptic seizure. Yeah, I really should try to have a steady hand when trying to play this. I think it's going to improve my chances at playing this game better. Yeah, I'm at the third campaign, at probably a few missions away from actually beating the whole campaign. Cannot wait for that episode where everything comes together and a big cinematic plays out. The Lost Basin, sorry about that, it was not Kumi Jungle. That's the territory that Giacomo is currently on, but Lost Basin. The low area of the jungle, of course, low area of the jungle, infested with all sorts of vermin and snakes. So I'm pretty sure there will be dead snakes there. And the Shok of Goddess of Storm will watch over us, trying to swoop down on us in the first minutes of the mission. Maybe trying to rush us again, but yeah, well, that wouldn't really work now because we have an army to be proud of finally, because we have Sun Idol. Yeah, Sun Idol is going to make a first appearance in our army. Quite excited I was to try it out, and folks, it doesn't disappoint. So we are taking Low Basin, the Lost Basin. It has been lost once but found again, and it teems with life, but most of it have a taste for human blood. Not just other creatures' blood, but human blood.
The enemy is close by.
Well, at least there are a lot of trees in this mission.
That should be enough to
Pretty
drive
cool.
them from this
Probably
area.
some kind of a jungle tile that we can all be convinced that it's actually a jungle. And that is the Sun Idol right there, lumbering toward Giacomo, as if to challenge his place in the army. But no, he's a pretty faithful servant and makes a really cool noise as he shoots lasers from his arm. Yeah, and this is a pretty big map, a pretty sprawling map. Yeah, I'm going to lose my ways a couple of times in this mission, just because everything looks the same. I had to basically look at this tiny mini-map in order to gain my bearings of certain units. Yeah, trying to see... trying to see what's up in the immediate area surrounding our capital city. Yeah, it doesn't really seem that the city that you started with has to be the capital. It seems that the first city that you upgrade into a large city is sort of designated as your capital. And I guess if you lose your capital, I guess that means that you lose the mission as well. I guess that's the same kind of a rule set that sort of triggers victory conditions for me, so probably the same is true for the AI. Yeah, there's a city there. I sort of kind of ambivalent about it right now. Maybe I'm going to purchase it, or not purchase it, subjugate it, or just take it. But yeah, 2 minutes have passed, and still no sign of Shok. I guess she realizes that rushing in with their cohort, with now Sun Idol in our midst, is going to be a big mistake. It's not going to improve her chances any. Instead, she has spent her capital to build a large city. I say it's a good choice. Yeah, finally turn back and try and attack the city. And yeah, and Sun Idol's thinking about shooting its laser, but says, well, why not just trample them? Why not just trample them under my big feet? That'd be much easier to take care of the little people. I love to see the Sun Idols in cinematic, how they are realized in, you know, in either in-game cinematic or the pre-rendered cinematic. Yeah, so I gained this neutral city very quickly, very easily, and I'm already have actually pretty good thoughts about the prospect for myself in this mission. Well, things will not be that simple. Build a fane. Okay. I think that fane was already there. I didn't build it. Maybe I'm not seeing things, but I don't think I built it there. Kind of worried about Shok's abilities. I consulted the manual once again to see what her abilities are. She can not rain down. She can use Thunderclap, which stuns ground units and removes spell effects and augmentations. Pretty nasty spell. And of course, being a goddess of storm means that she can also use lightning. And this is an interesting ability, Hurricane. It covers the entire map and also damages and paralyzes enemy air unit. That's why I'm not going to use an air unit, except for the one that was provided at the beginning of the mission as part of our army. And there's also lightning jump, which is the teleporting ability, and it's basically the same ability that we have seen from Fallen Priest. It transports herself and the units in the immediate vicinity to anywhere on the map. So it doesn't matter if it was discovered or not. Maybe it just can guess where their capital is and just teleport there, which means that it will be a game over. Going boldly to the middle of the map, which is sort of a gamble. I'm kind of leaving my capital open. But by now I sort of realized that Shok is not going to attack me, and that my reinforcements have strangely come from north. I don't know how that would happen, but they'll actually give me some sense of how Shok is expanding and spending her resources. She has second city now, and I thought that moment that maybe she's maybe going to expand toward where I am, in counterclockwise direction. So I capture a second small city without any kind of heavy loss. I don't really expect to lose any of my units in this land grab phase of the war. Luckily, my reinforcements have escaped the enemy and their light defenses, but yeah, they probably know where I am now, and I discovered that the enemy has spread really far and wide, and the mine that I just set up in the south, I don't know whether you could see, there was actually the enemy, the Shok's territory just impeding on ours, so probably I didn't realize it then, but I quickly do realize it that Baby Shok is not expanding counterclockwise, but she's basically expanding the other direction, and my capital is very open and vulnerable and exposed. And if Shok has her way, maybe if she was any smarter, she would have attacked our capital right away and took our city, both of our cities. But fortunately, that it's not happening, and well, I'm being a bit foolish here. Not really playing to my usual cautious nature. I'm bringing in Yontash to much fanfare, and yeah, my resource limit has been reached. Oh, scout. Yeah, finally some scout action by Shok. And Starbolt. Maybe that was just it. Just that. You know, trying to scout around and just find a place where she can use her Starbolt. Not really effective, mind you, but at least she's able to see where our troops are in the south. Maybe yeah. Here I realize that something's afoot, that Shok's territory has met ours in the south, where I have a precious little force defending it. So immediate action is required, so yeah, I'm just trying to spend a lot of money and building a sanctuary. Yeah, and Scout has activated its invisibility. Yeah, so yeah, Yuntash has arrived, and instead of sending Giacomo, I send Yuntash instead to head our southern force and try to slowly creep our way. Now the sanctuary serves a pretty big purpose. It's going to be our first facility to actually produce Sun Idol. Nine minutes have passed. It seems like an eternity, seeing how there has been very little action. Just trying to set up. And Sanctuary does push the territory a bit back. And with Yuntash there, I feel I'm a bit comfortable, well, comfortable enough to launch attack on the western city, neutral city. Yeah, so Yuntash's group is formed, established 10 minutes into the game. I guess that might be a record, getting two basically heroes, where I had only one hero in the beginning and summoning the second one only 10 minutes into the game. Probably due to the fact that I didn't face any immediate enemy incursions into our territory or had any combat. I was able to use my resources without, you know, trying to replenish my troops. It's just keep trying to build. That was pretty strange. I was trying to build a large city there on my capital, but that still didn't materialize. kind of weird. Yeah, I'm kind of hitting the population cap pretty fast now. Now that I haven't really faced any serious enemy. Yeah, okay, so this is neutral territory, and I immediately aggro it. So, yeah, I think this structure is going to be at the center of a lot of action in this mission. Yeah, trample once again, Sun Idol, making his, throwing his weight around like a true bully. The role I envisioned for Sun Idol. Ooh, the enemy forces from the north finally making a bold attempt to take our city back. But without any siege units, that's going to be a bit of a... It's going to be some sort of a harassment action or something. We're trying to divert our attention away from where our, focus is really needed, in the middle of the map, where there are a lot of mines, demonium deposits. And I start to produce sun idols, and sun idols pretty expensive, folks. It costs 300 energy, and you probably see me trying to increase my energy production. It appears that the wild Koto is kind of stressed for energy in the initial phase of the mission. In the end, energy is what really drives the resource gathering for the Koto, and I'll need more timonium in the later part of the war. So while Giacomo's taking care of that little incursion to the north, Yontash is finally making a move to the east, making a rather rash decision to attack without even scouting. I'm kind of betting that Shok, is kind of overextended right now, and I find the northern boundary of Shok's territory. As you can see, this southern territory that Yuntesh is stacking right now is very lightly defended, almost not defended at all. It's going to take over the city in no time, thanks to Sun Idol's laser beam. It kind of also acts as a siege weaponry, it seems. Yeah, nice formation. And storm in action. Yantesh's first victory. First achievement. And I think I do not realize right now. Well, I think I probably do not realize. Yeah, I do realize that I have enough points to upgrade. I think that's called. What's that called? I'm not so sure. Yeah, the one that increases our territory, and increases the effectiveness of Holy Arc to heal our troops. Yeah, you cannot forget about the mine. And I built an obelisk to protect the mine. It's a token defense. It's all so good to actually be able to produce an idol. Finally, again, a large city. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well now, and in our first prize of a photo expansion city, and Yuntash can... Oh, here is an interesting event here. Holy Ark, enemy Holy Ark has come to maybe I guess to offer some kind of obstacle to our storming attempt. I guess it was also the last ditch attempt. I guess Shok was looking around that captured city and sent any unit nearest to it toward it to be to sort of I guess prevent us from storming in as quickly, but that was kind of a useless gesture. Yeah, and Yuntash is resuming his march north. In lockstep with the Sun Idol. Yeah, Sun Idol's definitely strikes fear into our opponent. Oh, that was pretty quick. Yeah, the Fallen Warriors, they just couldn't stand the chance. Yeah, I make a curious decision here. I sort of refrain from actually marching forth and then taking over the city just north of us, north of Giacomo. And yeah, Yuntash finally meets up with the Sun Idol. He has 2 Sun Idols under his control. And Yuntash, when he's summoned, he has an innate ability to reduce the cooldown time for any of the special abilities for heroes, which is very useful. I would say one of the most important attributes, probably, because hero powers now, Shok makes a shocking entrance. We took probably sort of third where our defenses are the most lacking, and he's taking the most crucial part of our territory, trying to cut us off. Really, trying to cut us off by taking the middle of our territory. Very bold attempt. And Giacomo comes all the way back around that, around the big tree, while being harassed by the sentinels up north. Shok is definitely using her lightning and her regular attack perch just as much. But I concentrate a lot of my units on the Goddess of Storm. Yeah, she does last a long time, doesn't she? Yeah, and yeah, Giacomo remembers to use the curse spell, reduces her range somewhat. I don't know whether that makes any difference. And it appears that Shok has captured a fallen refuge and is producing all these nasty units, such as Siege Elephant and the Holy Ark, to sap our energy. Well, sapping our energy is pretty bad, of course, but unfortunately I have 2 Holy Arcs to counteract that. And yeah, Giacomo uses, I think, no, a Starbolt is used to sort of ward off any potential attackers from our, I guess, kind of a... Yeah, I think our force was sort of in trouble, sort of kind of a rut there, attack from all sides, and in addition our city was in the danger of being falling into the enemy's hands, which is bad. I think Yuntash has... yeah, okay, so Sun Cannon has somehow sneaked by and escaped unnoticed. Yeah, not really knowing the layout of the map can have this kind of effect, consequences. Giacomo is trying to at least defend his city. Now I'm very afraid that Shok might actually purchase a city down south, really making us fighting a 2-front war. Then that would be very unfortunate. So we buy the city in the south, so consolidating our territory. So it's kind of funny that we are now, suddenly in defensive position. While a minute ago we are riding high on our successes and try to capture another city in the north. Yeah, so this is the state of affairs right now. After all the cities have been captured or claimed for, I have 5 cities, it seems, or 6, and they have 6 as well. The Holy Ark has unfortunately wandered off and destroyed, while our city is being fixed. City can become a very strategic structure or area where you can draw your enemies, sort of funnel them into the front of your city where it is full of military districts. That means that it's well defended by troops. And you can act as a really effective, barring sun cannons laying siege on your city, you can act as a pretty effective deterrence to any small unit. Like a fortress, yeah, so. One thing that I should have done is taking more notice of the different neutral sites nearby, such as the Great Shrine there, surrounded by sun jaguars, and try to either attack or, buy them. But yeah, I was low on timonium for most of the early phases of the war, so I just ignored them. I'm more interested in constructing sun idols than trying to spend any timonium or, kind of scarce resources to capture any neutral site, although that may benefit us in the long run. So Yuntesh is doing pretty well. He's keeping his force together, whereas Giacomo has suffered some sort of a setback, and his forces have been cut in half, effectively. At least he has the service of Sun Idol, and with the... Okay, so yeah, they're trying to fend off any counterattack here. Composed of some light forces, so that doesn't pose any serious problem. Then Shok makes second entrance. On the other side, I mean, she picks her locations very well. I mean, it's just sort of a female intuition here. I mean, she just picks her location that is furthest from our approach, where we have to split our forces into 2, trying to reach her. And on the top of a hill, no less. And yeah, this is going to be a more difficult fight. I'm trying furiously to construct enough troops to add to the Giacomo's group. It's certainly not the most optimal way of fighting. Fortunately, Shok is basically by herself, and with well-trained beam of Sun Idols and Giacomo's weapons, yeah, she is not too long. At least for this phase of the war, this battle. I think Shok was eliminated or transported to some place on the map. I didn't see that enemy hero eliminated sign. But now Giacomo is trying to take back what is rightfully his. I mean, he took it first by killing all those neutral troops. It's unfair that the enemy Koto would just, waltz in and take it from him. And thankfully, I have enough resources to call on another hero while also constructing another Sun Idol. So I'm being very aggressive here, trying to really use our resources to optimal effect. If you see your energy reserves piling on past 1,000 unit point, then it means that you're not producing enough troops. And especially Sun Idols with a 300 energy requirement. The Yuntesh has come all the way across the map with the lumbering sun idols, in tow. And his just captured city is being taken back by the enemy. That is certainly not a really good situation. And Nakla has arrived, and he arrives pretty quick. That's really cool. And I don't know why Yunta just keeps traveling back and forth. I think he's distracted by some reason. And Yuntesh is walking straight into the bolt. Nice job, Yuntesh. Yeah, Yuntesh's job is to stay in the east, but I don't know, probably it's my mistake of not setting the group correctly. I think I set this group number 3, I think. And Yuntesh is group number 2, but something happened that confused Yuntesh. Yep, Giacomo's facing a little light resistance here. Nothing to be too worried about. I'm trying to consolidate my forces and keep them in one place as best as possible. That's one of the reasons why I was in a very vulnerable position to seal and eventually lost the battle, although I did resign before the loss was confirmed. Yeah, that's probably the reason why, because I was just producing troops and not combining them to a single place where I can easily control them. Finally, Yuntesh is laying siege to the city that he should have done a minute ago. And of course, I cannot neglect building mines, especially on that rich titanium deposit. Second large city incoming. Yeah, I think Yuntesh should have waited. I don't know why. I think it was my mistake of... I don't know what I did, but... sort of confused the group numberings or my key bindings or something like that. I don't know what happened, but yeah, Yuntesh is starting to move away from the storm city and giving our enemies some reprieve. And Shok makes another appearance, but she's not interested in attacking us directly. She's flying somewhere. I mean, she's not even teleporting. There's obviously level 5 enemy hero, a very decorated heroine. I don't see why the enemy is called a hero. Probably should be named villain. Anyways, yeah, Shok is traveling somewhere. I mean, we are trying to follow her as fast as possible. Shok is pretty fast. And with our sun idols behind us, I mean, we cannot risk extending our troops. And Dakla joins the chase as well. I can imagine that the music playing right now. Shok is just making a fool of us, showcasing our lack of speed. Oh, and she turns and wow, she does use her electricity. Like saying to stop following me. And why do you keep following me? I'm on a business somewhere else. Stop bothering me. And yeah. But we have to keep bothering you because Shok, you are a very powerful villain, and I cannot let you out of my sight for even 1 second. Finally, Yuntesh does what he should have done 5 minutes ago. And yeah, this Sentinels really is not a match for the Sun Idols. With their beam weapons and trample can just make short work of any ground-based unit. Yeah, Shok is obviously trolling us. Very much so. I don't know what her aim was, I don't know what her AI designated her role as at that point. I don't know what her destination was, I don't know what her... I really don't know, I was really confused about her behavior. And yeah, see how confused I am, I don't know where to go. Yuntesh, I know where he is. I mean, you know, he could just capture the city. Enemy units are everywhere. City is being attacked. Who else? By Shok. So she was made to come here all that time, carving her little niche of a territory on the eastern side of the city that we just captured. And Yuntash uses a quiet ability, silence spell on her. It does 200 damage, and because Shok was damaged pretty badly, it just kills her simply. Very nice job by Yuntash. Of course, Shok's attack kind of notifies us of that little base that they have set up there to the east. And the Yuntash is probably going to be busy for a while in clearing that area. Giacomo is resting now, and so is Dakla. Finally, we are able to move our troops into one place in preparation for a final march against the northern regions of the enemy. Mausoleum was captured. Okay, I don't know where that was, but somehow it was captured, which is good. Those unholy arcs. I was meaning to destroy them a lot, you know, earlier, but didn't know where they went, and apparently they went all the way to the east, biding their time to spread their unholiness. Yeah, things are really looking up. We were able to defeat Shok for a number of times without a lot of trouble, although we were very confused. And Vintage is making pretty good progress in clearing out the area. Third large city. Basically, large cities are like another district. It doesn't cost a lot of money to upgrade your cities into a large city. Giacomo with I think 4 sun idols is basically unstoppable. Very nice to see that sun idols are coordinating the attack and basically finding targets very fast. Although it does take some time for them to rev up their laser. And Dakla is finally moving to the west. We are basically multitasking, coordinating the movement of 3 different army groups. It's not really easy, but it's rather rewarding to be able to control these different types of armies at the same time. Use Warwind ability here that not only increases the speed of the units but also shields them from any ranged attack. Perfect for those at the edge of the city attacking it. Shok has activated Starbolt, okay. Yep. So this is time for some micro. Even with Whirlwind protection, it's best to stay out of Starbolt whenever possible. Didn't get damaged a lot though, so just delaying the inevitable. Nobody is here to defend the city. The city was captured. Well, not that city. I'm capturing cities left and right. That was probably Giacomo. And Shok makes an appearance, and look what Dakla does here. Very smart. Well, I did it, but you know, Dakla basically saves the day against the meager force that he led here. Basically, he casts these sand haulers. It produces 3 sand haulers. And then what the haulers noticed was that there were some miners in the north. And they started attacking and killing all the miners. And Shok was definitely shocked to see that. And the AI priority tracking it, you know, being what it is, decided to attack the sand haulers instead of trying to repel us from her city. So we were able to at least rest up our troops and be in a formation while waiting for Shok to deal with our sandhaulers. So yeah, Dakla does it very well, and very lucky as well. I think very lucky too at how that event played out. And Shok apparently uses some sort of a no, she doesn't use any teleportation, but she merely goes away, watching over the mine. I have no idea what is up with her. You know, a woman's mind can be a very fickle thing, I guess. Giacomo is basically at the edge of the enemy capital, slowly but surely strangling the last remaining life. Well, that seems a bit too violent a description. They're trying to keep the pressure on and converging on the last city, and yeah, taking care of these kind of defensive structures to make things more easier for the other troops to help Giacomo. So he's basically setting up the plate, and Yuntash and the others can bring up the rear to support him. I mean Giacomo. Sun idols make this pretty cool noise of some kind of it kind of sounds like Transformers transforming. It's like a metallic sound. Maybe Michael Bay did copy from the Rise of Legends that particular sound. So Dakla is coming in to cast some whirlwind protection. And Giacomo is I think that's called Lunar Twinkle or something. That is sort of a portable starbolt ability, and it kind of drives away Shok while we capture the city, counting down. Well, Shok really can't do anything. She's just helpless. Where is she? I mean, she's trying to attack, but she's behind behind the city, and yeah, was not able to. Yeah, I mean, she like went up like into the air because she was obviously on top of her city, and she wasn't able to attack because the range was limited.
The Quaddle were no match for us. We have
Yeah,
triumphed
we
over
did
them.
triumph. Pretty hard and driven away, regenerating Shok and her minions away. Another victory for Giacomo. Pretty rewarding victory. I was able to use Yuntash's silence ability, also Darkness ability pretty well, and yeah, I'm getting the feel for who our main is going to be. I used to think that Aerie is going to be indispensable, but I'm kind of having second thoughts now. Yuntash is very important, definitely, for all our heroes, so he'll be one of the mains. And it's Ari or Dakla. And Zin is, yeah, not moving, just like a true boss. And the next two missions will be pretty difficult. With Territorial strength of 8 and 9. You might have to face Shok 2 more times. Just divide and conquer, just concentrate on defeating Shok. Don't worry about Zin. He's probably busy with the artifact that he stole from Giacomo. And we have gained some a lot of points, including the army points. But unfortunately, to include additional units of Sun Idol, I need 10 units. I can retire some units here, try to get some scraps, but I don't think that'd be enough to bring in second Sun Idol. I think I just bring in another Sentinel, yeah, for now. And as for upgrades, I'm really want the Elite Sun Idol after having seen how effective Sun Idol can be. Probably going all in for an Elite Sun Idol. Or Eagle Bomber seems pretty interesting as well, but and the Guardians and the Sunjagger can be upgraded with pretty generous, not generous, but pretty little cost to our point, so it gives us a bit of flexibility in terms of how to maximize our troop strength. Yeah, and so the next mission is going to be further pressuring Shok and cornering her into her capital. Yeah, the first time I met her, she didn't regenerate. Second time, she did regenerate. But her minions were not accompanying her for some reason. The first time I met her, she was accompanied by 2 Eagle Bombers, it seemed, and one, I guess, Storm Disc. But the second time I met her, encountered her, or confronted her, she was by her lonesome, so. Yeah, I got a lot of wealth as well, trying to see which cities have the least amount of districts so I can maximize my earning potential. So the district with either 1 or, yeah, right here. Oh, I didn't upgrade there. Okay, here, Valley of the Lost Souls. A military district to increase our army point. And with the remaining 7 points, what would I do? So I think I add a district here. No? Okay. I'm thinking how many points, how many research points I would get after this mission, and what the rate of increase in points should be as I add more districts to our cities. So I was able to add multitude of districts to different cities. I sort of split it between either energy district that increases our wealth and also the holy district for our increase in technology research point. So upgrading our heroes, trying to distribute it as much as possible. And all my heroes are at level 4 except for Dakla and Demanure. And Yuntesh has proved himself worthy. Didn't use Resurrect among the abilities that he presents to us. But we resurrect, you just have to click a unit, and when it dies, it just simply resurrects. I guess that's as simple as that. Dakla can be very interesting. I definitely was impressed by his ability, so I tried to upgrade his abilities, excuse me. Then Horror was definitely instrumental in drawing Shok away from our capture city, so that was pretty impressive. And imagine 5 Sandhunters. I mean, there was only 3 Sandhunters that caused a lot of trouble. Imagine 5. Yeah, so income 3 per turn. Yeah, I think I'm calculating right now how many turns would it take for me to reach 18 points in research, thereby allowing me to upgrade my Sun Idols. I wonder if there'll be any difference between Sun Idol, Vanilla Sun Idol, and the Elite Sun Idol. Maybe the Elite Sun Idol will have a big monocle or something. Yeah, so thank you for joining me for another episode of Rise of Legends, and I hope you join me next time. See you then.